Hello guys and welcome back to the Swiss Crypto Podcast. My name is Miles and in today's episode we're going to talk about the Cryptocurrency Act of 2020. So stay tuned and let's get into it. When it comes to regulation, especially regulation about cryptocurrencies in different countries around the world, we've had a lot of different examples, a lot of different countries leading the space in regulating cryptocurrencies, but what we haven't seen was a clear statement from the United States. That has always been something that a lot of people have waited for and something that somehow just didn't came to life until the end of 2019. And I didn't have a clue that this existed, even though I'm reading a lot of cryptocurrency related news. Probably you guys from the US have noticed it before. In the end of 2019, middle of December 2019 to be precise, the House of Representatives actually talked about regulating cryptocurrencies. And they not only talked about who is regulating what, they also talked about what will be defined as what. So what is a cryptocurrency, what are securities, and so on. And this mainly has been possible or made possible because we had two different very important things happen in 2019. One that was Libra stating that they want to launch a stablecoin that will be operated by not really Facebook, but you know what I mean, that will be operated or will be coming from Facebook and its Libra association. And second, and in my opinion, that was the bigger one that really made the US have to get into the subject. That was China announcing that they are going to launch a cryptocurrency or a digital currency to be precise in the following year or years. That means 2020, 21, I think we can expect this to happen. And the US actually got under quite some pressure when China announced this because the US, as one of the major economic players, has not given any clear regulation about cryptocurrency until now. And that's a major turn-off for big investors from the cryptocurrency space and also a big turn-off for investors that want to get into the cryptocurrency space, especially if you are from the US and paying taxes in the US or having a business there. I'm looking here at New York. Now, as I said in the beginning, at the end of 2019, the House of Representatives came together and talked about a bill that was launched by a US congressman called Mr. Paul Gosar from Arizona, Republicans. And when asked what that bill is good for, the answer was quite simple. They said they introduced the draft bill to the House of Representatives in order to bring regulatory clarity to cryptocurrencies. And this also entailed defining various types of digital assets and assigning federal regulators to police digital assets that fall in their jurisdiction. Now, to clear things up, I'm really not an expert at this too, but I just read it up. If you're from the US, you're probably more familiar with it. When it comes to economy, there are different federal regulators assigned to specific topics. So that means all securities are handled by the SEC, all other currencies are handled by the FinCEN, and so on. And those regulators, those different regulators, make sure that there isn't crime happening in their specific sector. That's how it works if we put it quite simple. Now, the thought behind that bill was exactly to define what cryptocurrencies are, what crypto securities are, etc., and what regulator is entitled to regulate these specific topics when it comes to cryptocurrencies. And that bill is actually 6 or 7 pages long. If you are interested in it, I've linked it down below in the description. Please read it yourself if you want to. Always do your own research, I say. But for the sake of giving you guys a quick overview on what the bill was talking about, what the House of Representatives had to talk about, I will give you guys a quick summary. So here we go. First, we start off with the definitions. And in the Cryptocurrency Act, they talk about 3 different assets that can be divided into 3 distinctly different categories. That is, firstly, crypto commodities, cryptocurrencies, and third, crypto securities. Now, what is a crypto commodity when it comes to that bill? A crypto commodity is defined as economic goods and services that have some type of substantial fungibility which the markets deal with irrespective of who produced these goods and services, and which reside on a decentralized blockchain or cryptographic ledger. Secondly, what is a cryptocurrency? And described by the proposed draft as representations of United States currency or synthetic derivatives resting on a blockchain or decentralized cryptographic ledger. And with that said, the cryptocurrency definition also includes reserve-backed digital assets that are completely collateralized in a corresponding bank account, backed by real-world assets in a 1-to-1 ratio, and also include synthetic derivatives, which are determined by decentralized oracles or smart contracts and collateralized by crypto commodities, other cryptocurrencies, or crypto securities. Now, 2 very interesting things here. First one is, in the definition of what is a cryptocurrency, they say it could be a representation of United States currency. That's how they say it. Could be that I'm misunderstanding it, but for me it quite looks like as they are holding open a small side door for if they want to put a digital US dollar out there, and that would mean that it is then categorized as a cryptocurrency. At least for me that sounds like this. I'm not a lawyer, probably you guys are. Tell me if you understand it in another way. What also is really interesting is that the definition appears to categorize reserve-backed stablecoins, and that would mean a coin like Libra as a cryptocurrency. So that would mean Libra would be categorized as a cryptocurrency, and the proposed draft also adds the Secretary of the Treasury, acting through FinCEN, shall issue rules to require each cryptocurrency, including synthetic stablecoins, to allow for the tracing of transactions in the cryptocurrency and persons engaging in such transactions in a manner similar to that required of financial institutions with respect to currency transactions. What that means, I think you understood it very well. They say that the Secretary of Treasury that is acting through FinCEN can trace every transaction that will be made with cryptocurrencies or has the right to do so. And if Facebook with its Libra association would launch Libra, they would have to give the US FinCEN that opportunity or possibility to trace all those transactions made with that cryptocurrency. At least that's how I understand it. Prove me wrong, but doesn't sound very nice to me. Of course, the government holds open a little side door for that. So yeah, make up your mind what you think about this. tell me in the comments down below. The third definition that they define or say is what is a crypto security, and that also was a very big discussion in the cryptocurrency space, with a lot of people saying this cryptocurrency is a security, that cryptocurrency is a security, and so on and so on. And there was a lot of unsecurity going on because investors in the cryptocurrency space didn't know if they are investing in a currency or in a security. Now, a crypto security is defined by the Cryptocurrency Act of 2020 as all debt, equity, and derivative instruments that rest on a blockchain or decentralized cryptographic ledger. However, this definition excludes synthetic derivatives that operate and are registered as money service businesses in compliance with the Banking Secrecy Act and other federal AML and CFT regulators such as FinCEN and OFAC, that is the Office of Foreign Asset Control. Now, to put it simple as to what really is a security and what not, you can broadly define a crypto security as a digital asset that passes the Howey test. And that means an asset will be subject to securities regulation if it fulfills one of the requirements that is given by the Howey tests. And those requirements are 4 different ones. First one, it is an investment of money. There is an expectation of profits from the investment. The investment of money is in a common enterprise, and any profit comes from the effort of a promoter or third party. So now that we have the 3 definitions of what crypto commodities, cryptocurrencies, and crypto securities are, the bill also defines the future federal crypto regulators in the United States. And those are 3 different entities. The first one is the CFTC, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, that will be the sole government agency with the authority to regulate crypto commodities. Second one will be the Secretary of the Treasury that will act through the FinCEN, that is the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, and this one shall be the sole government agency with the authority to regulate cryptocurrencies other than synthetic stablecoins. And third one, last one, will be the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, that will be the government agency working on or with crypto securities. Now, from what you all heard until now, this seems pretty basic, and now you probably think, yeah, we know what cryptocurrencies are. Now we know which entity is caring for cryptocurrencies and regulating cryptocurrencies, but what more? You're 100% right. That is not much that we get here, and I have to remember, you guys, it's only a bill that was in the House of Representatives. So it has been the logical next step for the US to give some kind of regulation. Now they defined what those assets are, what those crypto assets are, and by whom they are regulated or will be regulated in the future in that bill. But from what I know and heard and read, there is no official date for the proposal of the bill to or the possible adoption by the US Congress. So that has to be yet determined. But most of the articles I read about this, they expect this to happen in 2020. So we'll see if the US Congress is going to talk about and define the actual regulations for cryptocurrencies this year, if it will be next year. I'm pretty sure if China pushes forward with their digital currencies, so will probably the US with the regulations, since they are already behind like every country around the world when it comes to cryptocurrency. We'll see what is coming for us and what the Congress will present to us. So that's been it for today's episode. I hope you found it interesting and you liked the content I provided. If you did so, give the video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. That helps the YouTube algorithm to spread it a little bit more. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. See you in the next one.